Are we the assholes for leaving my mom and brother homeless? My wife, 30 female, and I, 30 to male, got married last year and had a baby. When our daughter was 10 months old, my mother and brother and had a house fire where they lost everything. It was terrible. Of course, without hesitation, we offered our home. We have a 3BR house. My mom and brother, 17, moved in, so we really only had one extra bedroom to begin with. That night we took their things to the laundromat to salvage what they had. We made a bedroom out of a large foyer, made a GoFund, and started collecting things. We also purchased a brand new washer and dryer because our household just doubled in size. 2 days later, we had them pretty well settled in. I personally purchased things like phone chargers, pajamas, and other essentials and was paid back at a later date when some GoFund money became available. A few days later, my grandma became ill, and my wife would drive my mom back and forth to the hospital many times and assisted her in decision-making. My grandma passed away, unfortunately, about 2 weeks after the house fire. Again, a terrible time. As things got settled in, we asked my mom to pay some rent as she could claim this on her home insurance and it would help us with additional costs. It wouldn't cost her anything. The insurance would pay. We also determined a meal schedule as my wife spent the first 4 weeks being the only person preparing meals every single day as well as taking care of the house. We were also purchasing all groceries and other essentials for the house. Eventually, things got very cramped and tense. My wife and I are tidy people and they didn't clean up after themselves. They also would go out to eat multiple times when it was their week to cook, leaving us with no dinner and no plans. The nail in the coffin was a relative coming from out of town and scolding us about how we were treating them. He claimed it was ridiculous we were charging them any rent and that since my mom had helped me with college expenses and raised me that we shouldn't be asking for a penny. He also stated that he knew we had been rude to them and treated them badly. The kicker of this was that the out-of-town relative didn't speak to myself or my wife, so the only person he could have gotten these thoughts from would be my mom or brother. After a heated argument with our out-of-town guest and my folks, my brother ended up yelling in my wife's face, resulting in me telling him that he needed to find another place to stay for the night. When my mom spoke up to object, I told her she could find another place to stay as well. They left and haven't returned and we haven't spoken in weeks. Are we the assholes?